this, and yeah. These are absolutely bullshit. Hi, welcome to Vagrant April. This is Pinky Kumari. This book has 4 to 5 characters. So one of the character called Seema. Author ने उसको describe किया है that she is not that good looking and she does not have good features, but उसकी fingers बहुत pretty हैं. And the neighbor, जो author है यानी the main protagonist है इसमें called Raj. He describes his neighbor as a lady who has a mannequin figure. Aarti, the partner of Raj, is a girl who looks like doll. And Sam, who is a pervert, is described as a guy who flirts. What's wrong? And this novel में ना क्या है कि the protagonist is, he was compared to his elder brother when he was young. Like होता ना कि बच्चों में they start comparing and they say that the elder one is far more better than you, so you should try following your brother, you're useless, that kind. So he was a victim of that. And वो जब भी उसको pain होता था, how he used to soothe this pain is by looking at girls' thigh. वो लड़कियों की thighs को देखता था and that would soothe the pain. How are you able to sell such things? And this book is absolutely khichdi. It has no story plot. I don't know where the story is coming from. ऐसा लगता है ना कि it's a serial, it's a TV serial written, nothing else. There is something wrong with these writers, and all of these are Indian writers. He's Mandar Kotke. He is a Marathi writer who have written the first book in English called Oh Shit Not Again. And this is what I'm trying to say. Oh shit, not again. Please don't do it. Don't write such things. I know you can write very perfectly, so do that. And then this Ajay Pandey, he writes very good books. But this was a huge disappointment. But बात ये है कि जब मैंने books को पढ़ा था तो मैं बहुत छोटी नहीं थी, like it was around 2-3 years back. And that time also I felt very offended by it. This is Ajay Pandey. And Noveline Chakraborty. यार कुछ तो अच्छा लिख के आओ ना. Bengal has so many good writers. And this is what you bring to the table? I know you guys can do far more better. Whereas जहाँ तक बात रही Indian writer की, today I'm going to introduce you to Nissim Ezekiel. He was an Indian poet, जो drama, जो actor, and बहुत सारी poetry and short stories लिखा करते थे. And उनकी जो poetry है is remarkable. Remarkable as in he understood the population of India to write the poetry. बहुत सारी poetry में he have reflected how Indian used to speak English. He does not write poetry about love, romantic scenarios. No, he writes poetry about political issues, and he reflects humor in the poetry. There are a lot of poetry of his जहाँ पे humor का बहुत प्यारे तरीके से इस्तेमाल किया गया है. So one of his poetry is wait, I'll read few lines of it. I'm standing for peace and non-violence. Why the world is fighting? Why all people of world are not following Mahatma Gandhi? I am simply not understanding. Ancient Indian wisdom is 100% correct. I should say even 200% correct. But modern generation is neglecting. Too much going for fashion and foreign things. Other day I am reading newspaper. Every day I am reading Times of India to improve my English language. How Gunda fellow threw stone at Indra Behan must be student unrest fellow. I am thinking, friends, Romans, countrymen, I am saying to myself, lend me the years. Everything is coming. Regeneration, remuneration, contraception. Be patiently. Brothers and sisters, I want one glass lassi. very good for digestion, with little salts and lovely drink, better than wine. Not that I ever tasting the wine. I am total teetotaler, completely total. But I say wine is for the drunkens only. What you think of prospect of world peace? Pakistan is behaving like this, like that. China is behaving like that. It's making me really sad. I'm telling you, really, most harassing me. All men are brothers, no? In India also, Gujaratis, Marathis, Hindi wala, all brothers. Though some are having funny habits, still, you tolerate me. I tolerate you. One day Ramaraja is surely coming. Are you going? But you will visit again. Anytime, any day. I am not believing in ceremony. Always I am enjoying your company. So basically, these poems reflect how Indians used to speak English language. The writer Nissim Ezekiel, he was very profound in English. Like, he studied American literature during the graduation in Bombay and went for higher graduation in London and studied English there. His father was a teacher of botany and his mother was a principal of her own school. That was very good for that time, really, isn't it? So he was very much fluent in English. His English language had, okay, अब मैं भी वैसे बोलने लगी जैसे he is talking about in the poetry. So in the poetry, when you read it, you will realize that there's actually people who speak like that. It's not funny. I mean, it's not funny as in when it has humor, and it's not wrong, because when you convert the same thing in Hindi or the local language, you will understand that how they have translated each and every word. Then that will make sense to you. But reading that brings a lot of humor in the poetry, and which is really amazing. People do not reflect humor in poetry, mainly when it comes to during the era of independence. People only talk about revolution, change, but this talks about a general population of India. Though Nissim Ezekiel was a part of a very prominent section of the society, a very luxurious part of the society, who had access to education, who had access to all the kind of resources which should be available to an individual, though he comes here in the platform and talks about the urban population of India. And one of his poetry called Goodbye, Farewell to Pushpa T.S. So here the Pushpa T.S. is going to some other country because her husband got another job or something. So this is a goodbye party, a goodbye farewell given by the colleagues of Pushpa, and this is how it goes. Friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign country in 2-3 days, and we are meeting today to wish her a bon voyage. You are all knowing, friends, what sweetness is in Miss Pushpa. I don't mean only external sweetness, but an internal sweetness. Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling, even for no reason, but simply because she is feeling. Miss Pushpa is coming from very high family. Her father was renowned advocate in Bursil or Surat. I am not remembering now which place. Surat? Oh yes. Once only I stayed in Surat with my family member of my uncle's very old friend's wife. Was cooking nicely. That was very, very long time ago. Coming back to Miss Pushpa, she is most popular lady with men and also with men also and ladies also. Whenever I asked her to do anything, she is just saying, just now only I will do it. That is showing good spirit. I am always appreciating good spirit. Miss Pushpa is never saying no. Whatever I or anybody is asking, she always saying yes. And today she is going. to improve her prospect, and we are wishing her bon voyage. Now I asked other speakers to speak, and afterward Miss Pushpa will do summing up. Like, just imagine when you read this now, just imagine someone speaking, and the truth is that's real. People do speak English this way in India. But is it wrong? No. See, the thing is, कोई भी culture ना, when it adopts something, it gives something. For example, there are various words we have given to English literature. For example, jungle, bungalow. Bungalow comes from a house, made in Bengal. They were kind of villas, and they were made because जो बाहर का environment used to be very very cool, very very hot, and they used to make house which will keep the interior very cool and very nice in very nice temperature. And this is how bungalow came into the literature. And jungle, we all know jungle is in a Hindi word which means jungle, like the forest. So there are various words which we have given to the English literature. In the same way, when English came to India, we have adopted the language in the way we are. So there is this YouTuber I follow, but I don't really remember her name. So sorry for that. So उन्होंने अपनी एक वीडियो में ये बात कही थी that वीडियोस में जो मैं ऐसे वीडियोस बनाती हूँ which will teach you the correct pronunciation gets the highest views is because we think there is something wrong with Indian accent. The truth is, there is nothing wrong with the way we speak. Why do we have to reach to this ideal state of pronouncing things? Why there is a wrong pronunciation of a brand is such a big deal? It's just normal. This is how we speak in our Indian accent, and there shouldn't be anything wrong, and we should not judge others, and others should not judge us too. Okay, let's get back to Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel have only talked, like in most of his poetry, you will see the reflection of urban Indian population, not of rural Indian population, because basically it never lived in them. So he was Jewish by birth. He was Jewish, his parents were Jewish, and a small section of Jewish population still stays in Kolkata, and some stays in Manipur, and they actually, the population of Jewish in India is gradually decreasing because the Manipur's population is actually going to Jerusalem. Yeah, this is what one of the documentary I saw. So this is what I'm talking about. A section of Jewish population which is still prominent in northeast and the Kolkata and in the Kolkata part of India. And if we talk about Nissim Ezekiel, he does not only write about humor. Many of his poetry, you will see a reflection of emotion and reflection of how society is today. उनकी कविता है which is called the Night of Scorpio, where he talks about a Scorpio bit his mother, and the whole house, starts trembling, starts searching what happened, how to help her mother, how to get the poison out of her body, and the father cursing the scorpion, and the neighbors rushing in to help her mother. But when everything's, when night gets over, after 12 to 9 hours, when then, the poison comes out of the body, the one thing her mother says is, I'm glad the Scorpio chose me and spared my children. I mean, mothers are actually amazing. They've written so many poetries. One of is called Passbook. There are actually many, and I would request you to read it. Not read these, because not all the Indian authors are bad. I won't say these are bad, no, but they need a lot of improvement. They need to come out of that कि मुझे बस किसी चीज़ को sell करना है. They are not trying to be genuine with their work, which they can be. Writing is an art, and I am so glad that these writers, writer like these have those art in them, but they're actually not using it for the right purposes. They're just using it to make money, which is really not that good. When you talk about Nissim Ezekiel, he have produced so many good works, but we also see, like, these authors have produced bad works. In the same way, we see that Nissim Ezekiel have also produced so few bad works, but later on he has improved. This is how a journey of writing works. There are a lot of Indian authors called Preeti Shenoy, Durjoy Datta, which is quite good. I believe like Durjoy Datta is really good when it comes to writing love stories. Even Ravindra Singh, he is very good. His first novel is I Too Had a Love Story. It was really, really nice. And the latest one is called Write Me a Love Story, which is okayish, like above okayish and like below good wala okayish. And we have Preeti Shenoy. I like a novel called Life is What You Make of It. That is really, really good. I still have that in my shelf. Hey, did I tell you, like the video if you like the content, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.